What's up, everybody? It's Ego Leech, and we're back with some more Grade A USDA certified Heroes of the Storm content. Today we're going to be playing little old Tassadar right here. Tassadar took a little bit of a bump in the previous patch, kind of reducing his utility a little bit in my mind as far as his damage goes, but really increasing his ability to support at lower level games. He's probably not going to be quite the game killer that he was before. When you were solo support versus, you know, an old school Rhaegar or something. So, I don't think I've played him since the new patch, so let's give him a try with the talents we have available and see what we can get done. See you in a bit.
Prepare yourselves. The battle begins shortly.
Alright, everybody, we are zoning in on Tomb of the Spider Queen. I'm going to decrease my game volume a little bit and wonder if that was affecting things. Level 1, I'm going to be taking Conjurer's Pursuit, just kind of a safe choice. I don't really know what Tassadar's mana situation looks like these days. He used to be pretty mana-starved in the early game, but in case that's still the case, I'm just going to pick up Conjurer's Pursuit to mitigate that just a little bit. The friendly team is going to be Muradin, ETC, Tassadar, Sonya, Jaina, so we're pretty melee heavy, if you haven't noticed, versus Illidan, Jaina, Tassadar, Gazlo, and Raynor. So, let's just see if the power of our front line can really carry the team here. And I'm just going to hang out bottom lane with Sonya. It doesn't really matter what lane I go to. I suppose I could go with Jaina. In fact, maybe I should be doing that. But no, we need someone in every lane. So, friendly Sonya's going to miss her Ancient Spear, but it's probably for the best anyway. So, what you want to be doing as Tassadar, especially now with the changes to Tassadar's shields, is you just want to be constantly really just using those shields on cooldown, as well as providing just simple wave clear opportunities and stuff like that using your Psionic Storm. I can go pretty deep for those orbs simply because with Dimensional Shift, I really just don't have that much to worry about. It looks like there's a little bit of a rotation happening on the friendly team. Muradin's decided to go down here, and Sonya is going to go up to mid lane to assist the friendly Jaina, who, when it's Raynor and Jaina in mid lane, I can see why you have some trouble there. Just going to shield the friendly Muradin, make sure he doesn't soak too much damage. Just going to pop in here, grab my orb, pop in here, grab my spider butts, and as you can see with Dimensional Shift, I can just peace out whenever I want to, so I don't really have to worry about getting ganked unless I just get massively stun locked, just chain stun into chain stun. And at level 16, if I decide to take the talent, the name of which I'm forgetting, that gives me a separate cooldown to activate it. I don't know what the friendly Muradin is doing. He's just kind of standing there letting his shield get ate up. Friendly Sonya is going to die. I'm assuming that was in mid lane, but I'm just going to roll in here, grab my spider butts, and roll right out. Wow, the friendly Muradin doing something. Oh, that was like the kind of play that a bot would make, but I'm not going to say that's what's going on here. So, until he gets back, I'm just gonna come back here. Okay, so we've got ETC saying that he can't hold the lane alone up top. Looks like Sonya's gonna rotate up to help him. I would go assist, but reality is I'm gonna have to kind of function as an assassin this game, simply because we're light on damage but heavy on front line. So, I'm gonna be sitting around, just shield myself, get away from the Illidan there. At level 4, they don't have any stealthers, so I'm going to be taking Leech and Plasma. Of course, the trait for Tassadar, which I haven't been really using just because it's using mana that I don't really feel needs to be used at this point, is Oracle, which is going to reveal a pretty large area around me. Jaina is going to get intercepted mid lane as well as the friendly ETC, so this is looking pretty ugly for our team right now. I'm going in here trying to interrupt the turn-ins periodically. And just gonna scoot on out using my Dimensional Shift. It looks like our Muradin is making some questionable choices. Oh, okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. It appears that our Muradin was suffering from connection issues. I narrowly got away from the Illidan there by shielding myself, but as I said, even with Dimensional Shift on cooldown, I feel pretty comfortable going fairly deep against the enemy Illidan. Not too concerned. ETC is saying that he wants to help me, but I'm not sure what he's trying to say. Okay, so seems like there's a little bit of confusion on the part of the friendly team. The friendly Jaina going way too deep there. Oh, why would you juke around there? No, that's a terrible idea. Let's not do those things. It's looking like I'm going to need to assist in terms of just shielding my friends a little bit more here. I was hoping that the self-sustain would allow them to kind of carry on without me while I just kind of soak the lane and gain experience, but it's looking like that's not really going to be an option. As you can see, I'm floating a lot of spider butts right now, which is fine. We're not floating enough for a turn-in. On any map in Heroes of the Storm with a turn-in mechanic, I generally like to delay turning in until you know that you're going to be able to get a full turn-in of whatever objective that is, be that, you know, Blackheart's base coins, the spider butts here on Tomb of the Spider Queen, any of this. Level 7, I'm going to be picking up Kala's Embrace so that we can retain spent shields. This is definitely not the conventional build I go, but I think it is what's becoming the standard build for Tassadar, which is a much more shield-centric build rather than a more damage-oriented build. Simply because of the boost that his shields have been given over the course of the last patch. Not really a whole lot I can do here, just kind of go in here, cast my Psy Storms, poke a little bit, but against a Tassadar and an Illidan, there's just not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do in terms of... Oh, okay, use my Dimensional Shift and just get away from there, and it's looking like we're not going to... Oh, pathing! No! No pathing! No, that's not what I wanted you... Oh my god. As you can see, I was clicking over here to juke the Illidan to the right, but for some reason, the very questionable pathing decision decided to just kind of wander off. And directly into the waiting arms of the enemy Illidan, which just felt great for me. I'm really happy about how that turned out, and definitely not upset or angry at all. Okay, I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place now because I'm being forced to solo bot lane a whole lot, but I don't have many options because I can't leave that lane alone. The Tassadar and the Illidan pushing is going to cause a lot of problems for us, so I'm wondering if I should just kind of abandon bot lane and try and take the fight to the other two, but I'm not positive. Enemy team has 10 now, full level before us, so we can't really fight an engagement. So, reality is I'm just going to have to kind of hang out, soak the lanes however I can. We're going to lose bottom, and we're just going to have to deal with that. It's just, I mean, my team's not going to go down there, and it's probably a good idea, because just look at the situation that we're in. Enemy team's picking up 11, the level is now increased to 9.5 to 11, so it's a full level and a half. I'm not sure what's going on. Enemy friendly Jaina getting out of position again, couldn't do anything there. Not sure why she's wandering off on her own so much, but hey, not a whole lot I can do about that. You know, this is one of those situations where I know that I should be babysitting her, but at the same time, there's also a decision you have to make, and it's like, if the friendly Jaina is going to keep getting out of position, as a support, I need to invest my time and my mana in people that I think are going to contribute and stay alive, and so far... Sucks to say, but the friendly Jaina just isn't. I'm just going to shield her, deal with the Gazlowe laser right there. She really needs to back and gain more health. Level 10, though. Now we can possibly take a fight to these guys. Why not pick? I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm just going to use the Dimensional Shift to shake off the chill from Jaina there. Okay, well, we got this going on. I'm going to pop my Archon, see if I can kill that enemy Jaina, which I should be able to. Alright, I'm on the other side here, but we might be able to do something to this. Yes, we can pick up the triple kill. Archon not as strong as it used to be. Obviously, it's my only talent choice at level 10 because I'm still currently talent-gated, but it's still, I mean, from what you saw there, I was still putting out pretty solid damage, but then again, my competition as far as damage goes isn't real stiff on the friendly team. But I'm going to assist with the turn-in right here and just secure spiders for the friendly team. Now, that was actually a pretty solid opportunity to turn around. It's like, we can gain a little bit more footing in our lanes. We lost top fort, but, you know, this is a thing where I think that it wouldn't be a terrible idea for us as a team to just kind of try to concentrate on the keeps. Shit, I don't... Where are you going? I mean, he's going to die, but I guess he's just trying to waste as much time as he can. We have now evened out the kill count substantially to 8 to 10, and I was actually going to say it's a little bit risky, but I don't think that's a bad idea. We really need to get some pushing done, and I'm willing to come in here and go for it. I mean, we just took out the minion wave. They're not going to see us go in, but everyone's a little bit too late on it, so I don't think we're going to end up doing that. Going to shield the friendly Sonya so she can just tank those tower shots while it takes time for the spiders to arrive. Enemy Gazla's still down for another few seconds, but I'm guessing we're going to see some sort of meaningful response relatively soon. Unfortunately, one of my problems with Tassadar is I don't really have any lockdown capability, apart from Distortion Beam, which I probably will pick up just to increase the available CC. In theory, we should have enough, but things happen. Gonna just shield myself, and we're in a little bit of a pickle here, but it's okay. I'm just gonna give myself a bunch of shields, and I'm probably gonna die here, unfortunately. Yeah, enemy team is really focusing me down because I'm the only support, but there were some pretty substantial mistakes made in that engagement overall. I expected my shields to last a little bit longer, but as I was saying, at 13, we're going to take Distortion Beam as the friendly team gets wiped. Just to put a little bit of a slow on the enemy team, obviously having an AI Muradin is not really assisting us a whole lot at this point, although I'll be the first to admit that so far my play has not been great. As you can see, my shielding has been very limited compared to the enemy Tassadar's shielding. So I'm going to come in here and we're just going to try and push some of these lanes back. The whole purpose of that before the objective actually starts is so that these spiders spawn further away, and thus will take more kind of plink damage from friendly minions and everything on their way to your actual structures. It seems like so far mana hasn't really been an issue for me, so looking back I would probably go take increased Psystorm range. Not that that would be immensely helpful either, so I'm just going to do what I can to burn this down. Got the enemy Illidan coming in after me. Not sure why, he's not going to be able to kill me. So I'm just going to preemptively shield myself just in case. And it's looking like he is trying to follow me all the way here, which I find very interesting because as soon as... well, I'm not going to be able to get Archon off. And I got easily picked in a really stupid way there. That was probably a pretty solid manual right there on what not to do, just to wander off on my own as Tassadar when I do not yet have my level 16 dimensional warp. Yeah, that was just bad decision making all around. I thought that my Archon cooldown would pop and I'd be able to do just 1v1 him, but alas, my timing was off on that. So upon spawn, I'm going to go bot lane, try and defend this as much as possible against the enemy Gazla, who's just kind of holding us down and fucking us right now, and I'm not really appreciating it. Gonna go in here and clear these turrets. Gonna shield the friendly Jaina though, and I'm gonna pop Archon to try and cover for her retreat as much as I possibly can, which apparently is not a great deal. Got a dimensional shift so that I can't be killed by that. Gonna shield myself and let's see if I can get... nope, can't get a Psystorm off. And not gonna get killed by Gaslow turrets either, which would just be one of the most embarrassing things that have ever happened to me playing this game. Oh shit! This is just shameful. What's going on here? This is just intensely depressing. Okay, I gotta quit playing like I'm in Bronze League MMR and realize that there are people who are fairly competent at this game. So, from here on out, no more stupid, awful decisions. Can everyone agree with me on that? Come on, Ego Leech, no more stupid, awful decisions. I'm sitting there at 4 deaths, which is just not a good look for me. I'm much better at this game than I'm acting right now. So, back up in 3 seconds. And what are we going to do? Looking like the team is all stacked top lane. These guys are getting picks off really easily on me, so I'm just going to need to start hanging out with these tanks, who I should have been shielding anyway. It seems that as we've gotten higher in level, the team is starting to hold their own a little bit better, even with our bot Muradin. Level 16, I'm definitely taking Dimensional Warp just because I'm getting picked so much here. Just gonna start throwing out my little pokey Psystorms, see if I can do anything there. Got 5 seconds on Archon, but I don't really want to use that until the enemy team is pinned down and I can really get some work, like when ETC has a mosh pit. Because I do have... Oop, well, this is a pretty solid opportunity to go in here. And we can at least probably get the Jaina. No, apparently not. Oh, we do manage to get the Rainer. And unfortunately, it's looking like he picked up movement speed on shielding at level 16. The enemy Tassadar, that is. So Jaina is going to be able to get away. It's going to throw a preemptive shield on ETC, so he's not eating it too badly. Definitely not going to go down there where the enemy Illidan is, who's just been sitting on my face the entire game. But I am going to run back over here, grab a sippy cup, and then meet with my team in what's looking like the middle lane. Got level 16, so we're not a full talent down anymore, but we are still dealing with it. There we go. Got the mosh pit, which will lead to a kill on the enemy Illidan. Now would not be a terrible time to do boss. Simply because all the damage that Illidan's been putting out on us is no longer in play. I showed myself just to mitigate the damage from that a little bit. And it's looking like we have a turn-in situation here. I'm going to throw out Psystorm, try and soften up some of those Gazlowe turrets. Unfortunately, Gazlowe pretty solid on this map, simply because he has the ability to just zone out stuff like the turn-ins. I'm going to use my Dimensional Shift just to save myself. And gonna move back in to try and help out. I'm just gonna shield Muradin. We do have Hala's Embrace, which means that our shields are gonna sustain, at least 50% of them will sustain indefinitely. Again, gonna shield myself. I'm really getting focused very hard this game, and I gotta say, it doesn't feel good. Just gotta do that, so I grab the little orb, and we're going to pull back and ping for friendly team to retreat. This is not an engagement that we need, especially when they're 2/3 of a level away from hitting 20. But we do need to take some sort of action. At 16 minutes, there's really not a whole lot of motion. Yeah, I saw that sign. Yeah. Let's not pretend that that didn't happen. All right. So we're going to come in here, just clean up this friendly bruiser camp here. I'm going to throw the shield on myself just so my leeching plasma can heal me up a little bit while I wait for my sippy cup to come off cooldown. Oh, well, now it's on cooldown. As far as problems on our side, well, obviously my play has been pretty flawed. I've been getting picked and just kind of making stupid decisions. I'm really eating my words when I said, oh, I just don't think I'm going to die that much as Tassadar. Well, clearly I can. But that's just because I think in part I haven't played Tassadar since the new patch, so his new kind of adjusted playstyle is going to be a little bit different for me. I'm going to go up here and clear this wave. It looks like the enemy team picked up boss, and we need to mitigate as much damage top lane as possible. If we can avoid this keep going down, that would just be grand, but I don't know how much of a chance we have at that. So I'm going to ping that we need to defend here. Trying to clear some of these minions, but whatever. Gonna move over here, shield myself, and just start trying to chip away. Oh, there's no chance. I didn't realize that we had that much damage on the keep already, so we're definitely losing that. This would be a point where having my double Psystorms, not talent gated for me, would just be magical, but you know, to go up more with the only that you have, not the only you want. Actually, a lot of the way that I typically build Tassadar is kind of locked out because of the talent gating here. Typically, I take much more damage-oriented talents. I don't feel like stuff like Leeching Plasma really gives enough of a punch in terms of healing to be worth it. I think there's more valuable stuff than that available to take. Because building Tassadar as a pure support just typically isn't the best thing. I mean, definitely he's experienced an upgrade in terms of his shielding. You can just see in pure shield numbers he's a lot better than he used to be. But at the same time, losing a little bit of that utility, I think, put him in kind of a worse place myself. He just doesn't feel as fun and flexible as he used to. Like, I don't feel like I'm putting out the damage that I'm comfortable putting out as Tassadar. Oh well, that's enough of me being salty about character changes. Let's get in here and see if we can pull something together. Well, it's just kind of a bad scene on all fronts here. The Gazlowe has done a very good job chipping away at my team continuously, and yep, this is already a terrible thing that's going on here. And pop the Archon. I should be able to get the kill on the Illidan, as well as we managed to pick up a kill on the Gazlo, but that's not really going to help. I'm going to pick up Twilight Archon at level 20, and it looks like everyone's just the same. Apparently my Dimensional Warp... Oh, that was Dimensional Shift. That was not the talent that I thought I was picking. It was Prescience that I needed. It was not Dimensional Warp. Oh man, I'm going to upload this video just for comedy purposes because clearly I don't know how to play this character as well as I thought. You know, I've got like a level 8 Tassadar or something on my main account, but I've never tried a build like this. And actually, I've really never been focused this hard as Tassadar either. I don't really understand what's going on. I'm sitting at a comfortable 5 deaths now, so I have died more than any of our tanks, which is quite shameful. But, yeah. Let's just keep it going. So, well, now we're in a situation where we have no keeps, which means we're just going to have perpetual waves of catapults coming in that I'm going to have to run interference on a whole lot. It's looking like our damage deficit here is really what's killing us. Gazlo's damage seems incredibly high, but you gotta remember that most of that's just kind of plink damage from his turrets, so it's not doing as much as it seems. We do manage to get spiders here, but unfortunately our minion waves are pushed so far in, we're not gonna get a whole lot done with it. This is gonna be mostly used just to try and reposition the minion waves, but it looks like we've got some sort of major engagement going on down here. Got a pretty decent Arena Frost there for the Jaina, but she's still going to eat it. We do manage to pick up the kill on the Illidan, though. Oh, this is just infuriating. I'm going to come in here and see what kind of work I can get done, and I can't because I get picked up in the fucking Gazlo stun and the Blizzard from Jaina. Ugh. This is just... Man, I don't even know what to say about this. So, with this time, let's take a look at the enemy team's build. For the enemy Tassadar, he's been going Reinforced Structure, Leeching Plasma, Callous Embrace. So he's taking pretty much the same build as me there, but he's also taking Force Wall, which he's been pretty solid with. Distortion Beam, Evasive Shielding, and Force Barrier. Being able to take up a Reinforced Structure is a pretty solid choice on this map, simply because the spiders from the objective don't do a tremendous amount of damage on their own. As you can see, the friendly spiders do basically nothing. It's just kind of pushing back waves a little bit, but as you can see, that team fight resulted in most of the minions mid-lane dying anyway, so not much we can do. Yep, enemy team is probably going for boss, so we're going to reposition up there. Maybe we could get some sort of bait gank, but I've still got 15 seconds left on. And they're definitely going to see us now because of the minion wave, so I think we should just bait it. I mean, I think that's our only opportunity. But not when Muradin bot decides to just wander in. It's looking like the enemy team's actually just not going to come up here. I'd be kind of surprised if they didn't realize what was going on at this moment, but, I mean, hey, happens, I guess. Oh, no, they're just deciding to chorus instead. So, oh, and there's the enemy Illidan. And I'm going to assume that we need to defend here. Oh, but, now we got a situation. Now we're in for a penny, in for a pound on this. I gotta do something. So I'm gonna get here, just box in that Illidan, and apparently...
Your core is under attack. You have fallen.
I don't want to talk about what happened though. I feel a profound sense of shame for what occurred. I would like to write a personal note of apology to everyone on my team for what just happened at that moment. I have dishonored my family. I have dishonored Heroes of the Storm and Blizzard Entertainment. And I feel that I should retire to my parlor in mingled fear and regret over what I did. So let's talk about what went wrong on that game. I was giving up a substantial number of deaths in the mid-game just from getting picked and being overconfident in my dueling ability, not taking into account that I was missing most of the damage talents that I would typically have with a Tassadar build. I made the misstep of not taking the right, not taking Prescience, instead taking Distortion Beam. Probably would have given me a little bit more survivability. Early game, I was forced to lane alone in bot for probably, I don't know, the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game, which, probably not that much, probably just like 5 minutes, which left me kind of unable to function as a support for my guys. What I probably should have been doing was I should have requested a lane switch and stuck around the Jaina, who probably could have gotten more benefit out of my shielding than anyone on our team. Obviously, Armored and dropping and being a bot wasn't real helpful either. It was just kind of a comedy of errors, and I'm going to be the first to admit that my play was just outstandingly bad. And clearly, I got to go back to the drawing board with Tassadar and figure out exactly what I should be doing with him in terms of the new patch and his new character design. Anyway, this has been a hilariously terrible episode of Heroes of the Storm. Don't do what I did this game. If you like this content, you want to see more of it, just like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. We have basically daily Heroes of the Storm videos here and there, depending on whether I go and hang out in the hot tub with my friends or I go to a concert or something. So, we just play it by ear here. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. And we'll see you in the Nexus, hopefully next time, under better circumstances. Take care.